Oh, just answer the fucking call. Here he is. Hello?
That was good timing. Had you been 10 minutes later, I would have been completely out cold.
Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Well, like I told Kiki, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. I'm only one man. I can only sit here for so long waiting.
Well, we just won't go very long.
Well, I'm fine now, but I'm just saying, like, had Grieve taken like another half an hour, I would have been out cold for the night. Like, legitimately wouldn't have woken up for anything until probably about 5 a.m.
Hey, I made us wait longer so I can make tea.
I could have made us wait even longer so that I could have my soup.
You can have your soup afterwards and we'll watch a terrible movie unless you have to work early tomorrow.
I believe I have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm getting up at 5.
So no terrible movie?
No terrible movie.
Maybe we'll watch it later.
This is all very silly. Very, very silly.
So, Hangouts should stay connected better, but my recording of it is a bit convoluted, but it should work.
Hooray! I think.
What do you mean by convoluted?
You see how there's 2 recorders?
Why?
So, from everything I could see, or find, I could only record Hangouts audio as a single source, and I couldn't get anything to make it multi-channel, i.e. the sound coming in on one side and the sound we put in on the other, like I do with the Skype recorder. It does that automatically, which I love, which makes it easier to edit both sides.
But Skype is being a douche and keeps on hanging up on us.
So now I'm recording each side independently of the other.
Hooray!
Test?
Yeah, I tested.
Okay.
I tested when we were watching shit the other day.
You monster!
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
Did she not warn you?
That means all
and
my
you can
puns.
sue her for that.
All
I
my
didn't save it.
marvelous
I didn't
puns.
save it. I didn't save it.
Ah, you did that on purpose.
I
Yes,
will
she did that on
murder
purpose.
you! I can reach you. Shut it.
Don't make me choke on cupcakes.
My original pun from the very,
What? Did you
Oh my fucking god! Hangouts dropped? Oh my fucking god.
You're gonna want to edit out my laughing because that was really loud.
Hello Internet people, and welcome to episode 41 of the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki, Bones, and that bitch Green. Put the kettle on, and get ready to, well really be underwhelmed by it all.
This is hilarious because it didn't drop.
Oh my
on
god, no,
side.
oh my god! There you are! But at least now the recording doesn't stop if it drops, because you can't hear him on it anymore. At all. Whatsoever.
That was hilarious because I made the porpoise joke and then it was just silence for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, she said something about being able to, for me to shut up because she can reach me. Because I was going to repeat, because it was really funny. She can't reach you to murder you. So she can reach me. Oh my god, you have a key to my apartment.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna wake up with a freaking piece of wood between your legs and her with a sledgehammer.
You know, if you actually read the book, that part is so much more screwed up.
Well, yes. When you get into the visual, there's only so much you can do, even back then.
You know, in the book,
They were trying to be practical.
Yeah. In the book, she makes him drink dirty cleaning water, like with chemicals in it.
Well, he's supposed to survive, right? Or does he not in the book?
He survives.
Yeah, see.
He's just haunted for a really long time.
No shit.
Mm.
I think that's one of the few cases where you don't get Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. I love how he wrote it, though, because it was very, from the thing, because Stockholm Syndrome is usually like, you know, when your captor is being very nice to you, is doing numerous things for you. And she would be nice to him and then be horrible and hurt him on purpose and, you know, tell him that it was his fault and everything. So, it was very, there was like no possible way that he would get Stockholm Syndrome.
I meant to close that door. I'm dumb.
What?
Could you close it?
The door was open the whole time.
I normally close it so we can't hear it. He's fine either way. Unless he's a dick.
I'm just gonna smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Okay.
Well, we don't have you on video, so.
Aha!
Haha.
Oh.
Hee hee.
Oh.
Oh?
And then we smash it with a hammer!
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh, my radio show that I listened to?
Uh-huh.
I was on my way to work. I was on my way to work,
Uh-huh.
and they were giving away tickets for something,
Uh-huh.
and they were saying about, name this Disney villain. And it's that witch lady from, The Emperor's New Groove. I don't even remember her name. Yzma.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I recognized it right away because of the tone, or just, she has a really freaky ass voice.
Well,
But
yeah.
she's talking about,
Well, it's Eartha
I can
Kitt.
turn him into a flea and put him in a box and mail him to myself, and when the box gets here, smash it with a hammer!
Yeah.
Eartha Kitt.
I'd hit that
Eartha
with a
Kitt.
thermonuclear weapon from orbit.
It was just great. I knew right away exactly what character it was. I was just all like, oh, what is her name?
I don't know if it's good or bad that I can name the villains from almost every Disney movie.
I say it's good.
I can only name the ones from the ones I like.
Well, I don't know.
I didn't really like Emperor's New Groove.
I don't know. I don't know like any of the villains from like any
Kiki's
of the
giving me a
movies
dirty look.
after. What I've never actually seen the ones that come after. I think like Home on the Range.
That's old.
Because I've only seen.
You can say that. I've never seen it.
I've never seen, or I've only seen what is it? Tangled in passing. So I don't know the villain's name from that. But like I know all the ones from before that.
He doesn't consume.
Tangled is awesome.
He does not consume a lot of Western media.
I know.
Disney is, Western media.
By the name, her name is by the way, her name is Mother Gothel.
Gotcha. But I know like what you have.
I know my favorite Disney villain.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite is Ursula.
I like Gaston.
Gaston was more funny than threatening, except for at the end.
Gaston's threatening because a dude like that could actually do shit like that.
Yeah.
He had that town wrapped around his finger. Like a lot of dicks do.
See, the whole thing is Gaston didn't start out as like a legitimate villain. He was just kind of the asshole in town who got everything he wanted. But then he turned into a monster at the end when he didn't get his way. Unlike, let's say Maleficent or Jafar, who are just, plain fucking evil.
Ursula was just plain fucking evil.
Although the theme you tend to get all the way up until basically almost all the way up until Jafar is that the villains are usually just misunderstood. Like there's a academic paper on how basically Sleeping Beauty only happens because the king and queen are douchebags and don't invite Maleficent to.
Well, not ononly do they not invite her, but what is the blue fairy's name?
Oh,
You have to ask me questions, Merryweather.
Yeah. Is a total bitch to her when she shows up.
yeah.
All three of them
Yeah,
are.
but she is like out there. Being the little ass she is.
Maleficent interrupted her.
Yes.
That was not nice.
It would have, yes, but, I mean, Maleficent in the end, not a nice person, but they could have avoided all of that by A, inviting her, or at least being civil when she did show up.
Well, she was probably going to do it either way.
I don't know, her gift might have been less douchey if she had been invited.
Well, because it would have been a magic showdown, so they all would have been trying to one-up each other's with their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Or she could have waited until Merryweather was done, because then Merryweather wouldn't have been able to counteract it.
I would have. Maleficent is also one of my favorite villains, though. She's like, you were kind of mean to me and didn't invite me to your party. Death to you all!
Plus, how many villains can turn into a giant butt-fuck dragon?
Oh, I'll let you save the princess when you're an old man. And then Elf Cosmetics put out a line of sets based on Disney villains. You can get them at Walgreens.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
I'm gonna go buy Ursula's.
They still have any.
I don't know why. I think it has a lot to do with her song.
The fact that she knows exactly how the world actually works.
Yes.
How people are terrible and she's terrible too. And it all works
Yes.
out in the end.
Exactly.
They got what they wanted and they couldn't pay her, so fuck them.
Actually,
Exactly.
you know what? I take it back. My favorite villain, by far and away, Scar.
Scar is also a dick too.
Jeremy Irons is just, he just drips.
He has some of the best songs. What, with the Nazi hyenas running around?
Oh yes.
Well, that was the
Stepping
whole,
through it?
yeah, that was to paint the whole fascist state that was
Yeah.
rising.
Oh yeah. No, for some odd reason, it's just that song that she sings before she turns Ariel into a human.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she does it so far underwater, just to be kind of a bitch, like, yeah, let's see if you can make it to the top. But
You
I
didn't
have-
specify where.
Yes. I have most
She's
of
like
that
an
song
old-fashioned genie.
memorized. Because I put it on my iPod. And I love that song. I sing along with it. And it's just, I love that.
You guys are
I
silly.
don't know why.
So's your face.
Not silly.
So very, very silly.
Not silly.
So we got through more Sailor Moon. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, it's about time, goddammit.
Did I tell you? Because Kiki was giving me such dirty looks about not watching Stars because I already knew what happened and I didn't feel like crying and getting pissed off. So I just never watched the Stars season, the last season. I just never watched it. Then I sat down. It took me 3 days. And that was like watching it every spare moment that I got. And I have to say, I hate Stars. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because anything else would be spoiler alert. And I hate doing that. The rest of the seasons are still pretty cool.
Oof.
Although I don't like the end of S Super, but
when it originally aired, a lot of people didn't like Super S.
yeah.
It almost killed the show. Stars brought it back, but a lot of people, especially the original creator, whose name I always butcher, didn't like some of the changes they made.
Yeah.
As where for her the Starlights were just women pretending to be men, where in the show they're still pretending to be men, but they've physically changed into men
Yeah.
instead of just wearing men's clothing.
Yeah. No, it's just like I don't know why I had so many problems with it. But
because of reasons and other reasons, and because it messes with your one true fucking pairing.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyway, so yeah, season R.
Still on R.
Emerald just showed up. The original Phantom Sisters were all healed. Her and her annoying fucking laugh.
I used to be able to do it, and I can't do it anymore.
Basically,
I can try. No?
it's the rich girl laugh.
Kiki doesn't want me to try.
I was bracing myself.
Oh. God, it's been so long since I've actually heard her laugh.
It's just the rich girl laugh.
It'll come up on the recording if I play it.
Aw. Or is it, like...
Actually, you know what? I don't...
Kiki's gonna play it.
Hopefully I won't get the dub wrong.
Cause, I'm pretty sure after all this time I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's gonna be helpful. What was the last episode we saw?
76. I have to say that very few villains in Sailor Moon are truly threatening. Or menacing, that's the word I want.
Well, she's like seriously afraid that she's gonna lose everything that she wanted. So, like, she has actually a very big stake in it because, it's obvious from, like, the very first moment that she's in love with, Prince Diamond. It's essentially just Diamond, right?
Yeah, it's spelled
Diamond?
slightly different.
Prince Diamond?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the diamond and he demands everything.
So it's Diamond, Sapphire, Rubius, or Sapphire, Rubius, and I can never say the Esmeraldas?
What?
No, it's just so funny. You're trying so hard just to find the laugh. I really hope that they don't get rid of her.
Get rid of who?
Well, I know they're not going to get rid of her, but, like, when they redo the whole thing, I hope they, like, find, either the voice actress who did her voice, or they get somebody a lot like her, so that we could just have the laugh.
Lots of girls can do that.
Yeah, like I said, that's the rich girl laugh. Like, there's a ton of voice actresses that have done that laugh.
It's used a little bit less these days, but still often enough that.
It was last made famous by the lady who did the female foil in Oran Hoskub. She does that laugh like ended up being the club manager. She did that laugh like constantly. Not to mention, oh crap, who else does that laugh? It was just in something. I can't remember what I was watching. I went, oh god, it's the rich girl laugh.
It's that. That's the laugh.
No, I can't do it anymore. It's somebody else's now. It's been too long. I used to be able to do it.
Well, you're not, trying to be a anime character, so it's not required of you in any fashion.
If I could do voice acting, I would. That would be awesome. That would be like uber fun. Yeah.
So what did you think of the Phantom Sisters arc?
It was interesting to say the least. I enjoyed how at the very end I finally picked up on the fact that they were like anti-Sailor Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't dawn on me right away. I was like, what? And then I noticed their attacks and I'm like, oh crap.
I'm like, dark fire, ice,
Thunder.
lightning, and the other one uses a whip, just like a chain.
I know, right?
What was more interesting is I had originally thought at the start of that arc that they were like the four generals from the first season, and then it turns out that no, they're foot soldiers. The generals are Rubius, Sapphire, and I don't even know how to say her name, as Emerald.
Let's just call her Old Emerald, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all under Diamond. She's a terrible person. And the
worst
guy,
is yet to come.
Yeah. It's only just begun. It's only just begun.
I honestly thought when the dream monster attacked Sailor Moon that maybe that was going to be the point where Mamoru came clean about everything that was going on, but instead he just rode off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Maybe he told her later.
He does
It
later.
just wasn't on scene.
It happens.
It's been too long. Because I seriously, I skipped everything. I went, I know all this shit. And just skipped to Stars and watched it.
It turns out, no, you did not know it all.
I have a terrible memory. Seriously, you cannot fault me on that shit. Well, you could.
I think I just
But
did.
it would make you a jerk.
Jerk face. Jerk face.
Yes, she is. And she has been for a very, very long time.
Is what I have to say. Chinese foodie.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the rest of the season goes now that the true villains have been revealed.
You're gonna see a lot more of the future.
That's what it sounds like from the titles I was seeing going by as I was converting it all over into video files.
And future Emidon and his smexy lilac outfit.
I want to see more Mamoru in his lilac purple tuxedo.
Bitch, I'm king. I wear it I want.
What I love is despite everything that goes on, Usagi still wears that dress from her past life.
Well, Neo Queen Serenity's dress is slightly different.
Just slightly.
It's the
And
same.
he doesn't go by Memora anymore.
Yeah,
He goes he goes
Neo
by
King
Endymion
Endymion?
again.
Endymion.
Endymion.
Endymion. Anyway,
I wonder what his nickname is.
they call him Eddie.
She probably still calls him Momo-chan in private.
Yeah, but I meant the original Endymion and
Based on
Serenity.
the scenes we've been shown of their past lives, it's Endymion Sama. Because they're royalty.
We all know in real
Eddie's
life she would just
weird.
call him Eddie.
Yeah.
And everyone who knew him, more than in passing in an impersonal way would just call him King Ed. You laugh, but it's exactly what would happen in real life. No one would call him by his full name and then add Chan to the end, or Sama. They'd only add Sama if they were peasants, but the Sailor Scouts are totally calling him by his original name. I don't give a shit how long they've been king and queen.
They still add Sama to Tuxedo Kingman every now and then.
Yeah.
It's you know who he is? Why are you doing that?
I'm sorry, if I fought through hell and back with somebody, I would never call them king. I would just be like, God damn it, Steve. Surely, I mean, honestly, if I was a brother in arms with somebody we had fought through hell and back, I would never call them king whatever or queen whatever. I'd just be like, Steve, you fucking idiot. It'd be exactly like the first season of Game of Thrones with Eddard Stark and King Baratheon.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I got so confused because everybody calls him Ned. I'm like, how the hell do you get Ned from Eddard? I thought they were
Just
calling
do.
him Ed, like ED,
Don't
not
question
NED. They're calling him Ned Stark. Like, you poor fuck, they call you Ned for short.
No, you poor fuck, you're dead.
I mean, at least the informal name for the king is Sir Baratheon.
Well, he's still king, so. Well, not now. At the time.
And I, the outsider,
I have no idea what we're talking about.
absolutely not.
The king at the start of the story's name is Robert Baratheon.
I'm reading something right now. You could read it when you're done with it.
I guess in other news, I finally watched, I Don't Have Very Many Friends. That was interesting.
You wouldn't know what that show is, would you?
No.
It was actually really good, surprisingly enough, and especially once the whole premise was explained at the very end, like why everything happened the way it did. It was kind of heartwarming. It's interesting because it's basically a show about this guy and this girl. This guy transfers into this school. He transfers back to his original hometown after being gone for 10 years because his father gets transferred overseas, and him and his 10-year-old little sister move back to their original hometown and to their original home. And he transfers into the school, and he doesn't have any friends because he's got his mother was English, his father was Japanese, so he's got this like crazy, like, his hair is the color of flan. It's like dark brown on the bottom and it's blonde on top. They call him pudding head informally, jokingly. Not many people, because of this, he looks like a thug. Well, and the fact that his father is like one of the toughest sons of bitches who ever lived, but they don't bring that up until later, that he looks like his father with blonde streaks in his hair. And he's just got this mean face that just, and everybody gets the wrong idea, so he doesn't have any friends, and so the whole premise is basically, he meets this girl who has the same problem. They form a club that basically is ways for them to learn how to interact with people so that they can make friends, but it ends up basically being all the loner kids end up hanging out together, and they all say that they're acquaintances, wink wink nudge nudge, but they're actually friends. And yeah, and it's just basically their shenanigans, and it's like, it was a really silly show, and I wasn't sure what to make of it, but it was good. Like, it was it was kind of like Sailor Moon. It was like, I go like, this is really dumb humor, but it kind of grew on me after a couple episodes, and I really came to like it a lot. I don't know what to say without like giving away the entire first season, but like the whole premise of the club, when they finally, at the very last episode, when they explain what the girl he met was thinking when she made the club, it just like warms the cockles of your heart, because there's this whole backstory going on with them that they do not explain clearly until the very end.
Stay tuned for part 2. This is Part 2.
Sounds interesting.
So I recommend it if you can get around kind of pervy humor. Because obviously they play up the fact that there's a bunch of girls hanging out with this one guy, and they go to the beach and they go to the pool and they dress up in cosplay, and then there's Yukimura, who I just want to scream at because she claims she's a guy, but it's obvious it's a woman.
What are you doing, Kat? She's sitting there staring into nothingness.
So, yeah.
Come here, kitty. That one show got a dub really fast.
Yeah.
Waka?
Yeah.
Wakamote. I'm probably saying it wrong, but how do I explain this show? Socially oblivious teenager who is a massive otaku is like trying to make friends, sort of, and is terrible at
What now?
it. Okay. I'm trying to explain the show, but that's being really bland about it.
Yeah. They got the
It's a good show.
They got the woman who did Mikasa in A Certain Scientific Railgun to do her voice, and a lot of people were complaining on Reddit today that it doesn't match, but like I think the spirit of what she represents is there. Mind you, I've never heard the Japanese dub, so I have no idea what she sounds like in Japanese, but a lot of people claim that like Tara Strong doing Raven from Teen Titans is a much closer approximation, which I always thought would be more likely for like stockings in Penny and Stockings, but
Tara Strong would have been a much better stocking, but while that would have been awesome, what's the voice actress's name?
For which?
The one they chose.
I honestly don't remember, because the girl that does Panties was new at that point. Give me 1 second to look it up. She was a major actress, but I can't remember now. Oh yeah, it was Monica Rial. Yeah. Monica Rial. I'm an idiot. Yep. You might know her as Hyatt in XL Saga. Let's see here. She was Saki in Steel Angel Karumi, which is a really good show, might I add. I'm looking through her discography. Where'd you guys know her from? Shit. She's Nayamo in Azumanga Daioh.
I saw Special A somewhere.
Lyra and Dante from Full Metal Alchemist. Let's see here. What else was she in? Shit.
I've never heard the English version,
Well,
but I know that show.
What show?
Awesome. Special A.
Never heard of Special A.
What?
It's girly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the reason why Grieve knows it. I read the manga. I watched the anime.
Yes, Sojo at its best.
Sojo at its
That's right, she was Aoi Futaba in Cat Planet Cuties. Let's see here. She was Doll in Tenchi Muyo War on Gemnar.
Mm-hmm.
She's been pretty prolific the last couple of years. Before that, she didn't do a whole lot. What has Jamie Marshi been in? She's the one that did Auntie. She was Mitsuko in Certain Scientific Railgun. She's newer, so I'm curious to see what she's been in. She's Jack in Cat Planet Cuties. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. She was Rick in Full Metal Alchemist and Rebecca in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
She was who in Full Metal Alchemist?
Rick, apparently, which I don't recognize the character, but It's a title. It's a named character. So,
It sounds familiar. Thanks to my honey, I watched the whole thing, but
she's
I'm terrible
Chizuru
with
in
character
Oran
names.
High School Host Club. Let's see here.
Oh, there's an English promo out already.
She's Aki Hinata in Sergeant Frog. These are not like. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed. These are not characters I recognize like off the top of my head. Her first role was in Fruits Basket as Motoko Minigawa, which I don't recognize that character. Oh my god! Alright, yeah, Motoko Minigawa from Fruits Basket, the president of the Yuki Soma fan club. Ah, yeah, I know who that is.
Gosh.
Now you know who I'm talking about. She was Panty in Panty and Stockings.
Yes. She was?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And of course, Garter Belt was Christopher Sabat, aka Vegeta Piccolo. Deep manly voice. Gohan, kill it with fire. Woman, bring me my loincloth. Ian Sinclair was Chuck. I loved Chuck as a character, just in general. And the fact that he was the premise, he was the title, he was in the title of almost every episode in that series. Chuck to the Future. Chuck Busters.
Poor Chuck.
Let's see what else he did. See if there's anything I know. Oh, he was Dallas from Bakano. Nice.
Well, I don't think you want to know what I've been watching lately.
Yowie.
What have you been watching lately? Well, then say it.
Yowie.
There you go.
Well, good for you.
A show called, oh my god. Junjo? Junjo. That's one word.
Never heard of it.
Show. Junjo. Romantica. It's actually quite interesting.
I've been watching Love Lab, and I watched the first episode of Kill La Kill. Everybody should watch Kill La Kill. It is awesome. Okay?
I've been trying to watch Saber Marionette R, but it's terrible. And I do mean terrible.
Well, it's...
I'm hoping that Saber Marionette J through X is better. But we shall see.
It just sounds like a terrible title.
Oh, it's an old show.
Not like that really good leeway.
Back when cheeks went up to here.
Ooh.
What now?
Ooh. Kiki was saying that
Butchered how you spell that.
the anime was really old and
Back when they still drew cheeks really big.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing about R is it takes place in, like, an alternative continuity, and it's like super weird because all the characters exist, but they're like alternate universe versions of themselves. So the voices are the same, but the characters look completely the fuck different. No, and it's way darker. So yeah, there's that. I think when I finish with that, I'm gonna watch Up on Poppy Hill because
I want to see that.
it's a good movie. I liked it a lot, despite the fact that it's Miyazaki's son who directed it. But I thought it was really good. They were like, it's a dumb movie. It's not Hayao Miyazaki. It's Goro. I'm like, yeah, well, Goro did a good job, so fuck off.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to get used to it not being Miyazaki, as he's retired.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
he was
he
going
made
to take over.
He was part of a good studio. Other people worked there.
Yeah. It wasn't just Hayao Miyazaki.
Well, he's doing like
I mean-
what happened to a lot of the senior guys at Nintendo. He's just not going to be involved in like the daily like operations, but he's still going to be involved in like making sure they put out quality product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then plus I'd rather have his son than, I don't know,
Well, it's like
crappy person.
It's like everyone was worried when Shigeru Miyamoto handed off Zelda to the current director, and everybody thought it was going to be terrible. But you know what? Like I thought all the Zeldas since Wind Waker have been awesome, and everybody was like, oh, after Ocarina of Time, no one could ever top Shigeru Miyamoto's work. And I'm like, I don't know. I thought Twilight Princess was pretty good. I didn't think Wind Waker was terrible. I'm more interested in the remake where they streamline some of the shit so it's not so tedious to play the game.
I've never finished a Zelda game.
I've never played a Zelda game.
I never liked Ocarina of Time in the first place, but I played a lot of Twilight Princess. Didn't finish it. Stop doing that to the court!
For the longest time, I actually thought that, what was I going to say? I actually thought Zelda was
Link?
yeah.
Because they named the game
This is
series
The Legend of Zelda.
Princess. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of, weird, because usually you name the game after the hero.
He's just a guy who never says a word.
Does he seriously never speak?
Yeah, he's a silent protagonist, just like Chrono.
Hi, Trooper. Hi.
Or, Gordon Freeman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Make Half-Life 3 already and stop dicking us around. What?
That many episodes?
Of what?
Bleach. That's just insane.
Have they even stopped making Bleach?
I cannot believe there's that many.
16 seasons.
Really?
Is Bleach done being made?
I think they're getting to the end.
Actually, yeah, a lot of these episodes haven't even aired. They're for 2014.
Wow. It's really been going that long?
Yeah, these kinds of shows tend to.
I mean,
I
God,
found it
look at One
tedious
Piece.
and uncreative after the first couple of seasons.
Oh, you lasted seasons? It's boring.
I was invested in the relationship.
With the black-haired chick?
Yeah.
That's not even the chick he ends up with.
I know that's not the chick he ends up with, and that's what bothered me.
Trooper, if you want attention, come here.
He risks his life, lays everything out on the line to save her, and he doesn't end up with her?
Just because you rescue someone doesn't mean you should have a romance from it.
We must have never met. I read Sojo.
Patriarchy. Patriarchy!
This is why I don't read Sojin.
Good deeds do not equal sex.
Again, Sojo,
Trooper, hold still.
where I'm sorry, but if you almost die saving a girl's life, she's gonna give it up to you. That's how Sojo goes.
Patriarchy.
Don't care. I enjoy my Sojo.
As a woman, you should.
I mean, if
There's nothing wrong with enjoying it, but people expect such things in real life.
I don't. I know perfectly well.
No, I'm not
I
saying
expect
you
it
do.
out of
I'm
my
saying
anime.
Culturally, people expect it. Good deeds into chick equals sex.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way in real life.
People expect it to.
I was generally
That's
under
where
the impression that
the nice guy myth comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be nice to her and I'll get her. It's like, oh, that bitch, she doesn't want to date me even though I'm nice to her. Yeah, she's cool. I'm so nice.
I was generally under the impression that if you fought horrible monsters from beyond the stars, that the girl would at least maybe consider going out on a date with you. I've killed things that could only be imagined by someone on multiple different types of drugs. And you're telling me you're engaged? Fuck off, bitch!
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Kiki has a problem with the fact that I am currently obsessed with Yaoi.
I don't have a problem that you're obsessed with that.
Because
I
the
have
ones
a problem
that I
you
watch.
Yeah, I have a problem that a lot of your yaoi involves assault.
Oh, I was watching one.
But not
I
battery,
was
just
watching
assault?
No, and battery, but sexual assault.
Sometimes rape.
A lot of
I
them
was
are
watching.
Well, I would assume almost all yaoi would include assault.
I was watching an episode, and one of the comments below was someone telling one of the characters, "Just blow the rape whistle, just blow the rape whistle." And I'm all like, has this person never watched yaoi before? There is no such thing as a rape whistle in yaoi. They just end up falling in love with the guy.
Yeah. That makes it.
I know that makes it wrong, okay?
Every time rough sex comes up at work, I always have to play that gentle game of what is rough sex and what is,
There's such a fine line.
What's what I'm looking for? Not artificial rape, but simulated rape.
Yeah, simulated. Because we can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can do that as long as you're clear that the person that being filmed is not actually being raped. Which is why anytime you have a rough sex or simulated, usually it's just rough sex. At the end, they'll have an interview with the girl about, how does she feel about all this, and usually. Most of the time, these girls, these are people they know. This is not like they're being taken to some dark alleyway to have, a bunch of strange men have their way with them on, like, legit things. These are people you know. These are people you trust. These are people you see on a daily basis. And it's all, we're pretending. It's all in good fun. But, that happens so that people understand that this isn't real.
Well, it's not really
We're not doing this
all
for
good fun.
For real.
Kind of more an all good masturbation, but
well, no, for the people making it, not for the people watching it.
No, for the people making it, it's their job. I don't think they're having fun.
It might be. Some people enjoy their careers.
Oh, dude, those women are having a ball. Are you kidding me? You should see the shit-eating grin on some of these women's faces after rough sex videos. I didn't think any women like to be treated like that. They love this shit, mostly because they're getting paid triple. Hey, man, everybody has a price.
Oh, sleepy ass.
Ugh. Sorry, I needed more Kool-Aid. I had to get up and refill my glass.
We're not even at an hour yet.
You're saying that like you're surprised, but
What? You smiled at me like you did something.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. That was your I did something face.
I can't just smile at you?
You can, but I can question it. As it was your I did something face. Whether or not that was your intention is not what I'm talking about.
Boo.
Boo you.
Don't cry.
You can work on Halloween, or is it too far away to know?
Too far away to know. I have a feeling I will be.
Where I will hand out candy and watch crappy horror movies.
Are you sure kids are even gonna come by here?
The last time we lived here, we got a shit ton of kids, and we lived upstairs.
Damn. I was hoping we'd be saved.
See, if you really want to stick it to the kids, you just do like I did the one year and put a gumball machine outside your door. Sure, you can have candy. Just put a quarter in and turn the knob.
Aww, that's mean.
I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why it'd be mean for me to do that. Nobody said you have to give them candy for free.
You can just, turn your porch light off and not answer the door.
Actually, my parents
I
legit,
heard the kids don't respect that anymore.
my parents took care of it
Never
by.
heard problems. Teenagers don't. That's not something. You were saying?
What now? I didn't hear. You guys started talking and I was thinking, and yeah. So what's up?
She was saying she heard kids didn't respect that anymore, and I was saying that's really more teenagers.
Around here, most people, if your light is off, they don't come up.
Yeah, I've actually never seen an egged house. So.
I have egged house, toilet papered house. One year, the egged house was ours.
Well, to be fair, that area is kind of shitty.
I liked it.
It wasn't when we first moved there.
I liked
Sorry.
it. The one year we got egged because we didn't answer the door at midnight for trick or treaters.
Why the hell would somebody answer their door at midnight? That is way too late for trick or treaters.
These were like high school kids.
Yeah, they shouldn't be out trick or treating anyways.
Yeah. But no, I was gonna say my parents basically took care of all the trick or treaters by doing one thing and one thing alone. They give out popcorn balls.
That
We got less and less kids every year to the point now where we're lucky if we see like a dozen kids total.
is hilarious. There was a guy on, I think it was because my parents when we were little used to take us around to, like, we went around our neighborhood, then we went around my godmother's neighborhood, and then we went to like various aunts and uncles and stuff like that, met up with cousins and stuff like that, went around their neighborhoods too. There was a guy in one of the neighborhoods that handed out dental floss.
Yeah, there was when I lived over there when I was younger.
Yeah.
My dentist lived on that block. This is the same dentist who would later be stripped of his license for sexual harassment.
Awesome.
But
always good
school
news.
with his daughter. Oh my god. Anyway, he would give out like toothbrushes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When we lived over the other side, there was a lady who would give out soda.
Sodas?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do you one better.
In that area, kids would go to hell and gone. So, she gave out soda.
In one of my old neighborhoods, there was a family that, well, being against Halloween, would basically, instead of giving out candy, would give out the little, like, Gideon Bibles. I was like, really?
Aww.
Dude.
Oh, no, I got one of those, but they hid them in the little, like, cheapo treat bags you can buy, so you can shove a bunch out and just give them the bag. They hid them in those. So we didn't know we were getting Bibles until we got home.
Yeah.
That's just fucked up.
In the trash again.
Yeah. I liked when we get out from school.
And the guy standing in the corner handing out Bibles. Yeah. So he's on public space and not on the schoolyard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna tear this up while I walk home.
See, what I used to do at college was there'd be like a whole bunch of them all spread out across campus. So I would start with the first one, take it, smile and say hi, whatever. And when I got the next guy, as he was handing me his, I would hand him the one the first guy had handed me and just keep doing that.
Until you got to the last one?
Yeah.
Or got back to the first one?
Yeah.
And then just give him the other guys and go, it's okay, you already gave me one.
Yeah. My other favorite one to do.
That sounds like so much fun.
The other good one you can do to them is basically reach out like you're going to take it, and then don't close your hand when they give it to you, so it drops to the ground, and then they have to scramble to pick it up, and then just keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Am I an asshole? Yes. Do I care? Not really.
Oh.
There's nothing in my personal creed that says I have to be nice to religious people.
Yeah, no. I think one year there was somebody who handed out glow bracelets.
Glow bracelets?
Yeah, it was when I was much younger. I remember that being cool. But now, sit at home, hand out candy, watch crappy horror films. Best night ever!
Best night ever!
I'll never forget the day that
Depends on what's on.
The local atheist group was on campus the same day as the Gideons, and they were handing out candy bars. I mean, yes, they were candy bars with sayings like, think for yourself and stuff, but the message was much more palatable coming from a candy bar.
Man, Danny DeVito's good.
I mean, legitimately, I'm much more likely to listen to a candy bar than a book. I mean, fuck. Candy bars taste good.
Candy bars, college students love free food.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I don't care what's going on at the Cultural Center. You say there'll be pizza, I am there.
You want kids to use condoms? Just pack them in with the candy bars.
Oh, man.
Although I'd feel sorry for the ones that grew up not being taught about that stuff and didn't know what it was and thought maybe it was like gum or something.
If you've been to college for at least a week, you know what a condom is now. Unless you go to a, religious school. And even then.
I think that's horrible. Everybody should learn.
Yes. Our education system sucks.
Yes, it does. Because it's ran by a bunch of wimps.
Morons.
Wimps, morons.
The same sort of morons who went, yeah, let's throw a tantrum and throw up and, shut down the government. Whee! Anyway, anime. Happier times. I am out of tea.
Aww.
Oh, out of tea again. Truly, this is a dark day. A dark day.
Urge to kill rising.
I'm gonna get sad when I run out of flavored water.
Don't move. Part 3 coming right up. This is Part 3.
Indeed.
Do we have any other things to talk about?
I guess. I keep on forgetting to actually write down names of shows and shit, because I watch stuff and I read stuff. And I'd love to talk about it, but I forget the names. I can't remember the characters' names. Names are bad.
I gotta watch the last episode of Free.
I haven't watched the first episode.
It's about hot guys swimming. How have you not watched it?
Who doesn't have the internet most of the time?
Shut up.
Although, I have seen... Oh, where did it go? Okay, there we go. I have seen more than a few episodes of Say I Love You. I am currently further ahead in the manga than I am in the anime. Mostly because, that's how it works.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the anime is, on season break, so...
Since I haven't had internet, I haven't been able to watch, I think, the last couple of episodes, and I'm like 3 chapters behind on the manga.
Okay.
But it's really cute.
Yep.
I really like it. You guys have already talked about Say I Love You, haven't you?
No, why would he have watched it?
Watched what?
Say I Love You. It's a manga / show about a reclusive girl and popular hot guy who form a relationship.
Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plus he practically had to force her into the relationship. Well, not force, but like talk her into. And he pretty much declared, I will make you say I love you. Like, I will love you
Okay,
so
when
much.
you explain
and I
it,
will
you're
be
making
so
it
good
sound
to you.
really worse.
Because that's the only thing I can come up with, because it was really like, she had no interest. She really didn't want anything to do with him. Hell, they meet because she, like, kicks him in the face.
To be fair, it wasn't his fault. The reason she kicked him in the face, she should have kicked the other guy, but she was not aware of that.
Exactly, she kicked the person behind her, and he happened to be behind her. But,
Theoretically, this is... No, it is out.
What?
Oh no, it's coming out.
What's coming out?
The Say I Love You complete collection.
Ah,
Is it gonna get
cool.
subbed? I'm guessing subbed.
probably.
Well, I was watching it on, like, Hulu or something.
Oh, I haven't even finished watching those.
No! Wow, it's getting an English dub. Holy crap.
It is?
Yes.
Yes!
It's coming out Christmas Eve. 12/24/2013. Good to know, good to know.
Who's dubbing it?
Sentai Filmworks.
So it's gonna be expensive.
It's gonna be about $60.
At least we finally got an answer.
That's not that bad. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute.
I like it. It's not as horrible as I make it sound. That's I mean...
You do realize this is the same...
She said no. And he talks her into it.
You're making it worse.
This is no worse than, oh god, what was that? Kiki, you remember that anime I was watching, that one about that weird reclusive kid that basically talks the girl and says he's gonna make the girl his...
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
It's like something Daisy.
Yeah, the one where it got all weird at the end.
Yeah, because she ends up falling for him.
Yeah. There's one thing, it's different if, they eventually fall for you, but at the same time, you shouldn't badger someone into loving you.
Well, he basically abducts
60 no's and a yes is not a yes.
Yeah. What was it, like, he abducts her, like, 3 or 4 episodes, and then, like, she starts to accept that he wants to, or he gets her to agree to, like, be his friend, and it goes from there.
Mm-hmm. I really like My Little Monster. That's a cute show. Because neither of them understands their emotions. It's a bit more realistic, ignoring the fact that he jumps out of 2-story buildings with no harm.
Wait,
but
what?
It's very cute. My Little Monster, it's another romance show, but it has a bit more, at least in the realm of romance, realism to it, because they're both just teenagers dealing with emotions.
Sounds crazy. The anime I was thinking of is called Don't Leave Me Alone, Daisy.
Yes, yes.
He's really weird, because, like, his grandfather thought the world was going to end in, like, a nuclear holocaust, so he's had him, like, his entire life in, like, a bomb shelter. Which is, like, how they explain why he's got such weird or why he's got no social skills.
Blast from the Past? Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Blast from the Past?
like that, but not exactly. Like, on the surface?
All I heard was raised in a bomb shelter, and I went straight to Blast from the Past.
It gets weird.
Gets weirder? I don't know, Blast from the Past was really weird.
Yeah, except that Blast from the Past the guy's in his 30s. This kid's only like 15. And it's not as if he's alone in the bomb shelter. He lives with his grandfather, but like he spends the majority of his time underground because, you know, the nuclear holocaust could come at any time. And it's all set
Hide
up.
on your desk. It won't help but hide.
What now?
Remember when they made us do that?
Oh, hide under your
No.
desk?
Yeah. You never had bomb drills? It stopped.
Even if we did, I probably wouldn't remember.
It didn't last very long because it was like the tail end of that shit. Like, I don't remember what last grade I was in where we had to do that, but yeah, it's like, yeah, hide on your desk. Won't help. Hide on your desk.
I do not remember that shit.
Yeah.
I really don't. Of course, we've already established that I have like zero memory for things. You should be surprised that I remember, well, that Fridays are for this. And, I don't know, to eat, sleep. Sometimes even if I remember to sleep, it doesn't help.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it. Ugh.
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 Well, damn, I'm trying to remember something.
I can't help you. I cannot look in there. Oh, I still gotta watch the second season of this.
Of what?
My Little Sister Can't Be That Cute.
Oh, God.
I never watched the second season.
No, I think were we originally, you were waiting for it to get done.
Yeah, and then I just forgot.
Is the show seriously called that?
Yes.
That's just a weird name for a show.
Well, that's essentially what that word means. Orimo? It's a phrase. My Little Sister Can't Be That Cute. And every title is like a spin on that. It's a good show.
Did you say so?
I did say so. I did. Everybody says you should watch Attack on Titan, but I don't know.
I'm
Sure,
waiting
it's
for the
perfectly.
dub since it's coming.
It seems like a perfectly fine show. Everybody seems to like it, but what I see from the fandom, it's like, this seems kind of ridiculous. Also, do I want to watch that? But I probably will. Eventually.
Everything is eventually.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Like a lot of things.
What are you two going on about?
How everything is eventually until it's not.
Ah.
And they will probably never dub My Ordinary Life. Which is sad.
No, it's coming.
Is it?
Funimation is working on getting the rights to it.
Cool.
It was gonna get a release, and then Bandai shuttered before they could get anything out. So it's likely Funimation was gonna get the rights to it because they have the rights to. I swear to God, it's the same. I swear it's the same person that does Azumanga Daioh does My Ordinary Life.
You passed a show I really like.
What?
Kimi Todoki?
Am I on it?
No. There.
Oh.
It's another one of those, like, a girl is weird and a guy...
Well, you know how you want to sell stuff? Target audience. Yeah.
Girls like me. I love that kind of shit.
And then there's shit like Polar Bear Cafe.
Are there actual polar bears running a cafe?
And a panda, and a penguin.
I just always
That's
assumed when
just
they talked
weird.
about female otakus, they were just making shit up.
Shut your face.
Well, I did. I'm just being honest.
Is he calling me an otaku?
You kinda are.
How am I an otaku?
Female
I'm
shut-ins.
sorry, how much yaoi do you watch? You're like the poster girl of the modern female otaku.
Well, she's definitely
There
no
is an
Kono
anime
Tazumi.
club at one of our local high schools.
There's an anime club at the college.
They dress up,
Just because you don't dress up doesn't mean you're not an otaku.
but it was funny.
So there were a bunch of people cosplaying Homestuck when we were going to class the other day. They were walking around the parking lot.
Two girls
It's just a thing.
came through my line,
Yeah.
and I told one of the girls that I really liked her outfit. And she goes, yeah, you probably don't know what it's from. And I looked right at her and went, Vampire Night. It's not an exact replica of the school uniform. I mean, you're missing this, and this. But, essentially, that's what you're wearing. Her jaw was sitting on the floor.
Yes, because you're a massive loser.
I'm
Jesus
not a massive
Christ.
loser. I loved Vampire Night.
Yes, because it was a
Hated
show
how it
written
ended.
for teenage girls, which obviously that's where you're mentally at.
Dude, she's all about teenage girl shit.
I
With
will
your
never,
books and your
ever
shows.
grow up. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I will mentally stay 16 as long as I possibly can.
Okay, just remember, you ain't 16 on the outside.
I am when I look in the mirror.
Ugly. Smelly.
No.
I don't know.
her
her
Kiki, you're awesome. Thank you.
Her feet are still in her shoes, so we're fine.
Oh!
She was
my
not
God.
calling me ugly.
Oh
This is
my-
this is the girl that will go out of her way to tell
I'm not saying
me that
you're
I'm
ugly.
pretty.
I'm just also not saying you always smell pleasant.
I've been working all day.
I know. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just
I
saying you
haven't
don't
had
smell
a
like
chance
fucking
to
roses.
change.
Well, it's never a good sign if you take your freaking feet out of your shoes and people can smell them at a distance.
To
Like-
be fair, though, your feet have stunk from you doing nothing. Also,
Thanks.
God. I was just giving her shit, but Kiki's just slathering it on. Damn.
I'm not a nice person. To be fair, I freely pass gas and whatnot and don't give a shit. So.
Well, it's good that you don't give a shit, because if you did,
Not that you'll
that'd be a
feel
mess.
like her either.
I pass gas and don't give a shit. Well, that's good, because if you did, it'd just be a mess everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
You know
Oh,
how
I
Kiki
gotta
was
watch
complaining
this
about
too.
puns last night? Yeah, I can go all night.
I'm sure you could.
The first episode is
All
on Sunday.
night
Okay.
long. All night long.
Megan in. I am terrible at names. The Glasses anime airs on Sunday. Yes.
Okay.
Hot guys in glasses in a club about hot guys in glasses. How am I not gonna watch this?
I have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea. Yeah. Doing the little all night long. All night. Yeah, it reminded me that me and my guy were outside, not last night, but I think maybe the night before. And there was a Spanish version of a song that we recognized playing, right? But we couldn't remember, like, more than just a couple of the words. So he looks it up, right? And I forgot how screwed up this song is. Because the lyrics are literally, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. Take it from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you.
Wow.
That is exactly what the entire song is about. There's even a spoken part to the song where one of the guys says, hey, I saw your wife the other day. She is ugly. And the guy agrees with him that she is ugly, but says, damn, the woman can cook. And the entire song is about how a pretty girl will drag you in, break your heart, but an ugly woman will be so happy that you picked her. She will cook for you. She will clean for you. She will do everything for you. Of course, this is a really, really old song.
No comment.
Not that the subject of singing about women as if they're objects has changed much.
It hasn't changed much, but it's a really, really old song.
Ass and titties.
You know, that's called dance song.
Really?
Yeah. It's not actually called the ass song.
Oh, wow. I have problems with absolutely everything.
I have a real sweet tooth. Where's my bag?
Quick,
Is it still behind
Kiki
him?
needs some candy.
No. Hi.
I just noticed this. What happened to your other chair?
I broke it.
Aww.
So now he's in the fancy wingback.
Is it comfy at least?
You probably can't hear us. Oh, he's nodding. Okay. He's got the headphones on watching TV, so I don't know.
So, I might have to leave soon.
Yep.
Because I would like to at least have 4 hours of sleep.
Pardon.
So, yeah.
So there's that.
So yeah, there's that. Damn, I hate my schedule. How do they let you out of work at like 10 o'clock at night, and then expect you to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Because our laws regulating, work are shitty and minimal.
I agree with you.
See, now, if only you were driving for them, because then you would actually get to sleep maybe a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and call the show here so you two
you guys
can go
don't
to sleep.
have to stop.
He should probably go to sleep.
Yeah.
With it being 2 hours ahead of us.
I'm fine.
Thud.
Yeah, you can just fall asleep again.
And I'll go back to playing Minecraft with Bobby.
Oh, I'm not going to sleep now. Now I'm screwed.
Okay, well then you guys can stay up and talk.
If we were going to stay up and do something, I'd make him watch more Sailor Moon.
Okay. Then watch more Sailor Moon. Watch the crappy movie with him and make comments.
Walls. I'm probably going to watch some awesome video games. Actually, video games are awesome, I guess, now, because they don't do awesome video games anymore. I wish Markiplier would produce more content. Although he's doing it like a new video every day, but still. I need more content.
He's traveling a lot more than he used to, too. To do stuff with other people.
Yes, but he's so good.
Yes, he's very good.
He's like my new favorite person, especially when like today he did the object hunt with Sea Nanners and I don't know who else was in that game. Dude, Nanners is crazy, and him and Markiplier going back and forth is probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that crazy dude that does the voices that always plays with him. He did. There's the one video where he does. What do they call him? Like the Mexican voice actor or something. Like he did. Dark Knight Joker. He's like chasing them around doing that voice, and then he switches. Then he decides to switch to Morgan Freeman. Oh God, I'm easily amused.
God, something running around trying to kill you with Morgan Freeman's voice.
Yes.
That would be weird. It would be both terrifying and awesome.
It'd be like the end of Wanted.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I don't know. I think I'd hear Morgan Freeman's voice and like go towards it. Well, because for me that says safe.
And then it starts saying things, you're like, I get the content, but your voice is so soothing.
Just go ahead and kill me. Just talk while you're doing it. It's like like if something had Sean Connery's voice, it'd be like, yeah, go ahead, just kill me, just don't stop talking. Morgan Freeman, Sean Connery, Stephen Fry. Yeah, as long as they don't stop talking, I'm fine.
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki, Bones, and Breathe. Sleep tight, my lovelies.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Anyway,
Yes.
hopefully recording this way worked, even though I've tested it.
Now, if it didn't,
Fine.
oh well,
We'll keep our
it's been
fingers
fun,
crossed.
and thanks for all the fish.
There
Bro.
was fish. Is that what that smell was?
Somebody apparently doesn't read Douglas Adams. Anyway, moving on.
Hitchhikers!
No, I knew what.
Okay. Anyway. Good night, Bones!
Good night, Bones.
Night, everybody.
I'll strangle her when we're done.
No, she won't.
Yeah. And,
Finally, hungry. Always.